let me bring up this. I've not watched it. This is 50 things you missed in the GTA 6 trailer 2. GTA 6 trailer breakdown from TGG with nearly 2 million subscribers. Damn. All right.
Rockstar has just dropped GTA 6 trailer 2. Thank you to the 400,000 people who watched our reaction and breakdown stream. We dissected this trailer for 2 hours. Here is absolutely everything you missed. Keep in mind, Rockstar also released an entire new website page breaking down all of the characters we saw in the trailer, as well as almost 50 screenshots. Florida Keys, and yes, the real name confirmed is Leonida Keys. Now, just in this first shot alone, there's a lot we can take from it.
Yeah, actually, let me pause this because I didn't even pause this when I was talking about it. Look at the draw distance, because holy crap. And this is on a base PS5. The problem with this game is every other game company is going to be looking at this like, we can't do that.
There's a new boat on the bottom of your screen. There's a dinghy on the left. Some sea sharks.
Blur says graphics just doesn't impress me. That's fair. You don't have to be impressed by the graphics. But like, if the gameplay is strong, then it's going to be a match made in heaven.
On the shore, as well as some sea life. We've got flamingos in the water. If you have a look at the top right in the back here, you'll also see
the blimp. That's a good catch. Definitely didn't see that. And I feel like they knew everything they were showing because they literally built this game. So they knew the scenes they were showing, every little detail was going to be shown in it.
Coast Guard blimp, which we saw back in trailer 1. They use these blimps in real life around the Florida Keys to scout for boats that are trying to come up from Cuba. So it'll be interesting to see how Rockstar uses it in the game. In the second shot, we get our first look at Jason's starting house. And there's
by the way, if you guys have never been down to Florida, especially on the water, I went to Fort Myers for a family reunion. And when I went to Fort Myers for that last year, all the houses along the whole stretch of land along the water were all up on stilts because the hurricanes, they're so used to being flooded that no one has a first floor. And the ones that did have first floors were all concrete and empty. There was like nothing, like when the garages were open and the doors were open, there was nothing downstairs in any of the houses.
A few things you're going to want to know about this scene. First, personal vehicle here in the blue. If you manage to get a hold of the 2022 leaks, in those leaks, this car was actually red, but it's still the same car, so this is going to be Jason's personal vehicle. On the left, we see an iguana, as well as this car on the left, which is a Willard Eudora from GTA 5. We can also see Jason.
Oh, it's Sergeant Sapien is in Fort Myers. So you know Fort Myers. You know exactly what I'm talking about with those houses there. There was it a Margaritaville that they built? A Jimmy Buffett something? Like a whole hotel area there. That's right. We didn't stay there, but we stayed like right next to that in an Airbnb.
Jason's got a basketball hoop here, and judging from the newswire that Rockstar gave us, it looks like basketball is going to be a side activity that we can actually play. Next, we're going to look at Brian. Brian is...
Oh, that's the other detail about this game that they don't even talk about yet, is like the mini games in this game are going to be insane. Like the basketball mini game, I don't even know if mini can be part of the word game because it's going to be like a game within the game. The racing, the arcades, like I'm sure like every single mini game is going to be like a full-fledged on like secondary game.
A loan shark, and from the newswire, Rockstar told us that he's going to be letting Jason live rent-free at this property as long as he helps with...
Looks like Leonida Beach Bum moves like a great white shark. Brian's letting Jason live rent-free at one of his properties so long as he helps with local shakedowns or stops by for Lori's sangria once in a while. So it almost sounds like a Rocky origin story where he just goes, he's the muscle to get the money from people.
At the local shakedowns, which is why he tells Jason to go get him his checks. Brian looks like he's going to be driving a vapid Cara 4x4 returning from GTA 5. And if you look closely in the back of this scene right here, you can see a raccoon sneaking out of a trash can. It looks like a lot of cargo is going to be coming in and out of
the amount of detail is absurd.
The Leonida Keys. You can see a cargo ship in the background here, which is a very similar ship to the one that we saw in trailer 1 back in 2023. It probably didn't take you long to notice that Jason is absolutely jacked, but we actually know why he's...
See, it's not just me being gay. It's everyone.
This big, and that's because he used to be in the army. From the newswire, we learned that Jason used to be in the army during his teenage years, but now he works for local drug runners. There's a few things we can take.
It's got like a 12-pack.
From this next little snippet of Jason in the car. First, he's got an army tattoo on his left shoulder. It looks like he was in the paratrooper division, judging by the skull with the parachute. And it also seems like Jason is going to be a bit of a ladies' man. He gets catcalled by one of the ladies in the Leonida Keys, and she has paw prints all over her car. This lady is going to be absolutely crazy. And again, if you look closely at both Jason's glasses as well as the mirrors in the car, you can see that these reflections are a massive step up over GTA 5. It actually looks like we have working reflections in GTA 6, which is a massive upgrade. In this next shot here, we see Jason getting Brian's money, like Brian told him to. This looks like it's in one of the local shops around the Leonida Keys. The shop's got rocks, crystals on the counter. You know what type of shop this place is. I'm sure we've all seen them. We then see Jason breaking into the cash register, getting some money, and there's a guy passed out in the background. Judging by the lighter and the 420 packet on the right side of the cash register, I'm sure you can tell why he's passed out. We then move to a shot of Jason.
I was thinking that he was robbing the place the way he punched the cash register and had it pop open, but maybe he just goes there all the time and that's how they open it.
Driving on a highway. We see some rednecks in the truck in front of him. We also see some returning vehicles from GTA 5.
Cage of Chaos says, I'm sorry, I'm a huge sucker for GTA games, but I would still buy it, but also would only buy on a discount after the release out SBI, if SBI was involved. Yossi says, yeah, he robbed the place. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I first saw it. I was like, it looked like he robbed it.
Like the Coquette on the left, as well as getting a better look at just what NPCs are going to be doing around the map. We see some trash collectors.
Look at that. That's like incredible details there.
As well as some road workers on the left side of the road, which really shows how much more lifelike this world is going to feel. If you have a look at the road sign, we get some new confirmed locations like the Vice City International Airport, Ambrosia, which is actually going to be the third city. That's right. GTA 6 isn't just going to have Vice City. It's also going to have Port Gellhorn as well as Ambrosia. So 3 cities plus the Leonida Keys. So possibly 4 if you count the Leonida Keys as an extra city. But as for all of these locations, we'll go over that in the Newswire and info breakdown video that I'll be doing shortly after this one. Here we see Jason at an outdoor gym. As for where this is on the map, we can see Ocean View Drive in the background here. So this is near the beach. These women are very impressed.
Did he just say this is near the beach? My guy, he's literally doing it on sand. Of course he's near the beach. He's on the beach. What the hell?
With Jason, so I think, as I mentioned before, he's definitely going to be a ladies' man. We'll have to see what Lucia thinks about that. And he's bench pressing 120 kilos. Not a 1 rep either. He's repping that out.
Oh, it's like a duh.
This guy is very strong. And this essentially confirms...
Rogbass says 220 gig download. Are you making that up?
One of the most highly requested features in GTA for a very long time, and that's the gym system. So gyms look like they're going to be returning in GTA.
I just want a reason.
In this short scene, we see Jason walking out of a convenience store with some Patriot beer. But there's a few things we can take from this shot. There's a cat on the right, so there's going to be a bunch of animals around the map, of course, as well as someone buying a lottery ticket on the left. It says a new billionaire every week. Leonida Lottery. It'll be interesting to see if we can actually buy lottery tickets ourselves. That would be kind of funny if we eventually win $1 million. As Jason walks out the door, you again see his...
What, by the way, what a kick in the balls it would be to win the lottery in GTA. If it's the same odds in real life. And it's like, congrats, you're a billionaire in a video game. And it was the same odds in real life. You'd be like, fuck.
his personal vehicle, as well as a homeless guy begging for money. So all of those random encounters we had in Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 6 looks like it's taking that to an entirely new level. It's going to be absolutely insane. In this shot, we see Jason driving to the prison to pick up Lucia, which will
The lighting is great on the cop car. Like the way the light spreads like that. God, that's amazing.
To in a second, but this shot gives us a lot of new info as well. First, we can see the Vice City metro system up on the bridge on the right here.
Radger69 says, I would win the lotto and quit the game. I'm rich.
Yeah, we're going to be able to ride around in this just like we were in GTA 5 because we saw this back in the 2022
Yeah, it looks super photorealistic.
We can also see some sort of cop bust on the
Look
left.
at the reflections on the cop car with the sun going down. Like, that is incredible. This is going to set a new standard. This is crazy.
Left here, they're arresting a handful of...
Oh, that sucks, Toxin. Almost won the lotto once, almost missed it by one number, won $300. Oh. That was like my parents one time way back in the day when I was just a kid. They missed the bonus ball number and they won like $7,000 or $8,000 back in like the 80s, which was like a shit ton of money back then. But if they got the bonus ball, we would have been multi millionaires back then. But life is funny.
People are up against the wall. We've got your standard Vice-Dale cop car here, as well as our first look at an undercover cop car. We did have police interactions with random NPCs in GTA 5, but nothing to this level. So while we're driving around the streets, we're going to see random cop busts like this, by the looks of it. A few people might get confused and think that this is the shape of the GTA 6 map on the wall here. That's actually just the shape of Haiti, which is why it says Haiti right next to it. So I just thought we'd clear up that confusion before anyone jumps to conclusions. We can also see that Jason has longer hair now. So it looks like our hair is going to grow out and there's going to be a bunch of different hairstyles. I could stop every single scene and point out all of the different hairstyles, but if you...
I don't know if we're going to see your hair grow out. It might just be a hairstyle that you select, like in basically every game.
Look closely enough, you're going to see hundreds of different hairstyles throughout this trailer.
Yeah,
the customization is going to be...
Couldn't you do that already in GTA 5? I feel like you could in one of the other ones.
Absolutely next level. Next, we move to the
Red Dead, your hair grows out? Oh, I didn't even know that. Fun fact.
And we get the full name reveal for both Jason and Lucia. Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval. Now, the prison guard asks if he's seen Jason here before, which is definitely gonna drum up a lot of speculation in the community. It's hard to tell exactly what he means by this. Is he implying that Jason was a prisoner? Is he implying that Jason has visited Lucia a lot in here? Or is he implying that Jason is a cop? It's pretty vague at this point, and I think that's intentional from Rockstar, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. At the 1 minute mark, we get our first look at Lucia in trailer 2. And
so ending the poll right now, we have 162 votes. 1 out of 5 people would still buy GTA 6 if Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with it. I don't know if I believe a lot of you guys, but okay. I mean, maybe there's more nuance to it, like if it's on sale or stuff like that. It's just a straight up question. I'm sure there's nuance to it, but damn, that's a lot of no's. Blair says 20% bots.
First thing you might notice is, yes, she's wearing an ankle monitor. And this ankle monitor stays on throughout the entire trailer. So it looks like this is going to be some sort of gameplay mechanic that Rockstar uses to keep us to certain parts of the map. We then cut to one of the many romance scenes in trailer 2 here. Rockstar's really trying to nail home the point that these two are a couple, and we can expect a lot of that in the game. And in case you had any questions, yes.
Do you think that there will be a hot coffee mod, but not mod? Well, first off, I wonder, it's going to be mature rated. So theoretically, you can have sex in a game that's mature, right? I wonder how far they'll push the limits with the sex. I wonder. Because they have a history of doing that with it. So Nexus mod will ban it. Hot coffee was such a weird phenomenon looking back. It really was. Man, that was like one of those Jack Thompson trying to get the entire game industry canceled because of like something that you had to like legitimately like move files over, rip them out of the PC. Dude, like it was not like a simple, oh, you just could do it. It was so stupid.
Yes, the ankle monitor does stay on. We then cut directly to a bank heist. Now, personally, I don't think this is going to be near the start of the game. I could be wrong. He's wearing heist gear, and they're robbing the Sin Frontiera National Bank, which is a pretty big bank by the looks of it. I could be wrong, but I don't think this is going to take place near the start of the game. I think Rockstar...
It says security lockdown in effect warning on the screen.
Is intentionally putting these scenes a little bit out of order to throw us off.
Asian Swordmaster says we're at 152-ish in total. Guys, we have passed halfway to tier 1. On a Tuesday, let's go!
But we get shots of both Jason and Lucia controlling hostages in this heist, so the gameplay switching between the two of them during the heist should be pretty fun. We then cut to yet another sex scene, one of many in the trailer, so be prepared if you haven't watched it yet for whatever reason. Here we see Jason and Lucia at a bar in the Leonida Keys, and this definitely looks like it takes place shortly after Jason picks up Lucia from prison. Jason says to new beginnings, and Lucia sort of mocks him, makes fun of him, which gives us a fair bit of insight into how the dynamic between these two should work. Jason's gonna be a bit more of the more serious ex-military guy, and
I'm gonna title next Tuesday's stream. I'm gonna title it that Manicontin. I'm gonna title it Struggle Bus Tuesday.
Lucia seems like she's going to be the more lighthearted one. The two of them are sitting on the pier, having a few drinks, and we also get a look at a new boat, the Pure Predator, as both of them get a little bit tipsy, and they're looking out across the Leonida Keys. We see this very expensive yacht returning from trailer 1 as well, and man, this game looks absolutely stunning. Here we see Jason doing some work for Brian at Brian's hangar. We can assume, again, this takes place near the start of the game because Brian is based in the Leonida Keys, of course. And we get our first look at another character, Cal. As for what we know about Cal Hampton, Rockstar tells us he's a friend of...
That, by the way, that guy here looks nothing like the guy that they were just showing here. Just saying.
Another character, Cal. As for what we know about Cal Hampton, Rockstar tells us he's a friend of Jason's and a fellow associate of Brian's. Cal feels safe.
Wandering Slacker says, someone will hold you to that. I hope someone reminds me if I forget.
Hanging at home, snooping on Coast Guard comms with a few beers and some private browser tabs open. So he's going to be Jason's friends and maybe kinda GTA 6's version of Lester, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what Cal is capable of. In this shot, we get a look at 3 garbage collectors, one of them, this one, being Lucia by the look.
There's no way you'd ever see a girl this attractive on the side of the highway dressed like this. You would never. Like, everything's way too perfect about her. That's crazy. You know you're attractive if you can still look hot dressed like this.
Looks of it, which makes sense. She just got out of prison. She's got to do community service. Jason takes Lucia to his house that Brian's letting him rent for free, and Lucia says,
why is she robbing banks? Just go be a supermodel. Open an OnlyFans. Why are you robbing banks, Lucia? The hell's wrong with you?
Me, this is just the start for us. Of course, implying that there are bigger and better places ahead. Also, side note, Jason has a
they zoomed in on the side boob. Oh wait, they're zooming on something else.
Snake in here. So it makes me wonder if this is just gonna be some sort of decoration or if we're actually gonna be able to have pets in the game. In the next scene, we see Jason, Lucia, and Cal celebrating. It's unclear exactly.
Dude, this scene right here got me because I'm like, this is the kind of like part of a game where you will get lost in the world right here, where this will feel like it's real. This is crazy.
What they're celebrating, most likely just celebrating Lucia getting out of prison. Cal yells out, "Ring the bell," and the entire bar cheers. Even just looking at this shot, coming from GTA 5, you can see so many minor improvements. First, all of the hairstyles on everyone, but even down to small details.
Look at the beer bottles underneath in the fridge. Is that what he's going to talk about? Because that's crazy.
Like looking at the bar fridges here. These are 3D fully animated objects this time, not the 2D objects we had in GTA 5's convenience stores and bars. In typical Vice City fashion, we see Jason.
Dude, I swear, yes, I freeze framed it on this on purpose. This is going to be one of those games where your PS5 is just going to be like the whole time. It might be worth downloading this one just so it doesn't burn your disk drive loading everything while you're playing it.
And Lucia on a yacht, or a really expensive boat.
I'm telling you, I'm down bad for this girl. She's smoking. She is smoking. What the hell? I can't get over why. I have a hard time believing this chick is Robin Banks. Unless she's like just unhinged upstairs and doesn't understand that she's smoking hot. Like, what is she doing?
Here, both of them looking a lot more dressed up than we've previously seen them in this trailer. It's hard to say whether Jason and Lucia are just here to celebrate and have a good time, or if this is some sort of scope out mission. But it looks like Lucia is wearing the same dress that we saw her wear in trailer 1 when she was hanging out.
Christopher James says, "You're a married man. Get a hold of yourself." Again, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm married. I'm not dead.
Top of the convertible, so most likely that car scene takes place right after this one. You probably noticed by now in this shot that there is going to be insane customization for both Jason and Lucia.
That is an incredible freeze frame, by the way.
We've seen both characters look completely different in a handful of scenes already, so anyone worried that the character customization isn't going to be up to scratch, it doesn't look like you're going to have to worry. We then cut to a scene in the car with Jason and Lucia where Jason says, "We're going to do this, we're going to do it right." And if you look out the window, you can see
exactly hath not seen. She's just a video game. She's just pixels on a screen. Let me goon. She's not even real. Damn, guys, come on.
some bikers. So this most likely is going to be one of the starting encounters in the game where they're working.
Nameless Tuna says, what if they made Lucia trans? Could you imagine? Oh shit. That would be like the Last of Us 2 moment right there. People would be like, no, what the hell?
With a local biker gang. We then get a continuation of the yacht scene from before, this time in a club called 919. Now, if you remember back to trailer 1, there was a plane carrying a banner that said Y69 when you can 919. Well, that plane was actually advertising this club. Now, it doesn't look like this is going to be a strip club. We get a look at that shortly, but this just looks like it's going to be one of the nightclubs in this.
Vals Noval says, what do you mean, what if? I guarantee you she's trans. There's no way they would put $2 billion into a game and then make the lead trans. There's no way. If that happened, that would be one of those. There are no conspiracy theories anymore. It's just obvious the lizard people run the world and the WEF finance this entire game. There's no questions anywhere anymore. It's obvious that's what happened. That would basically expose everything.
City. In this scene here, this character in the white tank top says, "Yo D, this fool a Fed," which again might be playing into the fan theories that Jason is a cop or an undercover cop. It's hard to say if he actually is at this point. And if you're wondering who D is, that's this character on the left here. His name's Draquan Priest. As for what we know,
Grand Trap Auto. Draquan was always more of a hustler than a gangster, even when he was dealing on the streets to make ends meet. Breaking into music was the goal.
About Draquan at the moment. We'll break that down in the next video. But for now, Rockstar says Draquan was always more of a hustler than a gangster. Even when he was dealing on the streets to make ends meet, breaking into music was the goal. So most likely, Jason was meeting with Draquan, and Draquan introduced Jason to these guys, and we're not too sure who these guys are just yet. Same goes with this shot here. We're not too sure who these guys are just yet, but it's quite clear that the graphics look absolutely awesome here. The lighting is on point.
Every single dude has like an 8-pack. Everyone is freaking jacked in this game.
As well. Man, this game already looks way better than it did back in trailer 1. Seriously, this almost looks like real life. It's pretty close. It's
really
getting close. Man, this is insane. Here we see Jason and Lucia breaking out of some sort of apartment building. Jason's wearing a black tank top this time, so it's not a continuation from the previous scene. But the cops
Cascades in this game.
have a helicopter chasing after them. We get footage of a police raid, as well as Brian telling Jason they've got your name, address, they got everything, which looks like this is going to be one of the catalysts forcing Jason and Lucia to move out of the Leonida Keys and onto Vice City. We then get 2 looks at this new police chief or police character here. He says, us cops, we gotta protect each other. And I think Rockstar intentionally put this character on the left side of the screen here. We don't know who this character is on the very left here. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna predict that this is Jason. It could be, maybe. Like, this shirt does look similar to the shirt that he's wearing in the previous scene, but it's really hard to tell. I'm not sold on the Jason being a cop thing yet. This shot shows Jason, of course, shooting out of a moving car, but this is actually a massive improvement over GTA 5. If you remember in GTA 5, when you would shoot out of a car, your character would just stick his arm out the window. In GTA 6, your character is going to stick pretty much their whole body.
B-Man says, I bet you will not even get this good on a 5090. Well, they said this is all from a PS5, so Sergeant Sapien says, I think he's a Fed. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the story arc. I wouldn't be surprised. And then he gets to be like torn to be like, oh, but I love Lucia and she's such a badass, but I can't be with you because I'm a Fed and you're a bank robber. It just wasn't meant to be.
Out the window. And you're going to get more of a third person over the shoulder look when you shoot out of a car this time. We get our first look at this character in trailer 2.
Damn.
I believe she was in trailer 1, the girl's standing on top of the car. This character's name is Bay Lux, and Rockstar actually gave us a bit of info on her. So she's part of an influencer duo named Real Dimes. Bay Lux and Roxy, aka Real Dimes, have been friends since high school, into cold hard cash via spicy rap tracks and a relentless social media presence. So they're influencers, rappers, and again, we saw that in trailer 1 when they were on top of the car.
Good point, Lance.
Also in the background, we get another look at the Vice City Metro. Again, just confirming we can use this to travel around the map if we want. Here we get our first look at Port Gellhorn, outside of a motel named the Starlet Motel. Port Gellhorn is going to be based on the left side of the map, and we can see yet...
I agree, Tim. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, the portraits that they use, but that's like the style that Grand Theft Auto's always had with the cartoony people and then the real life. So a part of me appreciates that with the nostalgia of it, but a part of me is just like, can we move on from that stuff? I don't know. I'm a little bit torn from that, but I get it.
Another new haircut on Jason. Here we can see Lucia actually fighting some guy, which is cool. So not only are we going to get gyms in GTA 6, it also looks like fighting is going to be returning and there's going to be fight clubs. We then cut to a police chase with Lucia shooting a grenade launcher out the back. The explosion looks absolutely awesome, but we also get a look at 3 police cars. We've got a police riot van on the left.
Got Ubisoft over there taking notes, being like, oh, that's how you're supposed to make an explosion look. Gotcha. Star Wars Outlaws was just like it appeared and disappeared. Like it wasn't even like a growing thing. It's crazy.
We've got a police Buffalo in the middle, as well as what looks like a new car in GTA 6, but the real life equivalent of this is a Ford Explorer. We then see Jason and Draquan reacting to something on his phone. We can see a bunch of pedestrians in the background here as well, doing some cardio or yoga on the left. We see a dog on the right. This looks like a new type of dog in GTA. As for where this is...
It's a Doberman, right? It's like a Mr. Burns dog.
Exactly. It looks like it takes place in the main Vice City section of the map, kind of close to the basketball stadium. We can tell because we can see the Ferris wheel on the left side here. And one of the shots Rockstar gave us in the newswire actually gives us perspective as to where this is. Now, Draquan himself is wearing a Manatees shirt, which looks like it's going to be the Vice City football team. And he's wearing a basketball hat from the screenshot that Rockstar gave us in the newswire. This is going to be the Vice City Narcos, the basketball team. Here we've got a Fast and Furious 6 inspired scene, maybe. We see Lucia getting absolutely body slammed out the side of a plane. You can see the plane's relatively close to the ground here. The wheels are still down as well. So this plane just took off by the looks of it. And this woman is absolutely jacked as well. So lots of different body types going to be available in GTA 6.
Could you even do that in real life? Wouldn't the wind be like knocking you off? Where she's just like not even stressed about falling off at all? Wouldn't the wind be like pushing you?
Speaking of Fast and Furious, we have a Fast 5 inspired heist scene here, where one of our characters seems to be pulling a safe along behind them. I can already tell this is going to be a super fun mission. Having a heist like this has actually been rumored for, I want to say, 4 years now. So either someone knew about this heist years ago and leaked it, or they just got completely lucky with their guess. Here we see some sort of influencer saying, "Save Vice City, baby." Jason and Lucia don't look too impressed with this kid.
I gotta shout out You Me in the Movies with the "Get Off My Plane." That was was that Harrison Ford with the, what was the president? Was that Air Force One? I remember I saw that in the movie theaters when I was a kid. And I remember I looked at my buddy, we went to the theater together, and he said, "Get off my plane." And I looked over at him and he looked at me, and we were just like, oh my God, that was the cheesiest line I think I've ever heard in a movie. It was so bad. It was so bad that it was great. Yes, but it was so bad.
Again, just confirming that social media is going to play a pretty big role in the game. This scene shows us more of the Vice Beach side of the city, and we see a bunch of cars, which we'll get into in a second. But again, it's cool just to see what all of the different NPCs.
Wait, is that a statue of a nude girl, or is that a real girl that has painted her body to look nude?
These are doing around the map. We've got this group posing for photos. We've got people hanging out the side of a car while another lady films them. There's going to be a lot going on all the time. As for the cars, at the front here, we've got a new variant of the Benefactor Shafter. And have a look at the rims on this one. That is absolutely crazy. We've got a new Pegasi, or Lamborghini, in the green here as well. We've got the classic blue with the white striped Banshee that we see in a bunch of GTA games. Behind that, we can see what looks to be some sort of Growler or Porsche. Kind of hard to tell exactly what car this is. And then we've got a new variant of the Imponte Phoenix behind that one. This hotel is called the Clevelander in real life, but in GTA 6, this is the Ocean View Hotel. We saw this in trailer 1, and now we get a much closer look. Got a lot of ladies dancing, both up top and down bottom. So the nightlife on Vice Beach is going to be absolutely popping. Here,
I mean, I feel like, hold on a second. I feel like in real life, this would never, ever, ever be allowed. Because that is such a fall risk at a club with people drinking, to be up on balconies without anything supporting them. Only in a video game.
Top and down bottom. So the nightlife on Vice Beach is going to be absolutely popping. Here we get another look inside of one of the strip clubs, because it's going to be...
It's Florida. True. Good point. I forgot.
More than one, Rockstar confirmed in the newswire, but again, we'll go over that in the next video. But this is a look inside one of the clubs called Jack of Hearts.
They have strip clubs returning. There's a lot of stuff where I'm like, okay, the game is still retaining Grand Theft Auto. It hasn't gone woke. They still have everything it always used to have, and it looks extremely sexual and hardcore. So good on that end.
Is the club that we saw in trailer 1, if you were wondering. And then we get confirmation that Ammunition is returning. This time it's going to be called Phil's Ammunition, or at least one of the shops is going to be called Phil's Ammunition. There's a few other things we can see in this shot, of course. Most noticeably, we got the birds outside. But if you look to the left of the TV, we've got what looks to be some sort of parody of the PlayStation 5. You can also see the controller on the table here. But for anyone who's excited about the graphics, the reflections on this photo frame on the left side of the screen here are looking very nice. And if you actually...
So I wonder if this is just a Rockstar development choice to have nothing from the real world in this world, to keep it completely separate. So we were talking earlier about how the cars, you think the car companies would be like, please put our car in your game. Now we have the knockoff PlayStation 5, where this is clearly a PlayStation 5-esque controller, where they could have easily, if it's going to be like moving to PS5 first, or proprietary, or paying money, whatever, it feels like every chance they have to have an actual product, all the beers are off-brand, and nothing is actually branded. Nothing in the game is branded. Thank you. PS4 controller. Good point.
you have a look at the beer that's on the table, you can see the bubbles coming up from the beer in the bottle. Jason's fallen asleep watching the TV, he's passed out, and Lucia looks to be coming home from some community service. Here we get our first look at the Everglades in trailer 2, which we have confirmation from Rockstar this area is going to be called the Grass Rivers. Jason is flying this Buzzard here, so the Buzzard helicopter is returning, this time with a mounted machine gun on the side, as Jason's chasing down someone in an airboat. Here we see some NPCs driving around in a sea shark, as well as a bunch of people hanging around this yacht in the background. So there's going to be a bunch of NPCs not just on the streets and in and around Vice City, but also out in the water, having pool parties and just having a good time. Here we see Jason driving a motorbike on his way to...
I assume it's going to have a day-night cycle too, based off of not just the missions, but just the in-game.
To a car robbery. He's going to steal a car out of the back of one of these trucks. Hey, more
I wonder, like, if that means like the parties on the boats are only going to be during the day, or if there'll be some at night and stuff like that.
This is a good thing. Heists are fun. Robberies are fun. I'm here for it. We get another little romance scene here with Jason and Lucia again, but this time they're in a different location.
Got a great ass. Just being honest, okay?
They're in a motel, most likely the Starlet Motel in Port Gellhorn that we saw Jason at before. Then we move on to a shot of Jason and Lucia fighting off the Vicedale police in a boat. It looks like this could be a new boat, or this could be the Lampadati boat from GTA 5. Kind of hard to tell at this point. We fast forward to another robbery with Jason and Lucia, and Jason is doing his best Jimmy impression from GTA 5, where Jimmy falls off the boat into Michael's car. This time it's Jason. Only 2 more scenes to go. We've got Cal asking Jason, most likely, if you've got friends, hook me up. Cal, most likely gonna be single. Hopefully Cal finds someone throughout the story. He seems like a funny guy. And for our final shot, we have Jason and Lucia driving across a bridge into Vice City with what looks to be the same car that we saw at the end of trailer 1. So it looks like they start in the Leonida Keys, move on to Port Gellhorn, maybe Ambrosia.
I saw someone earlier ask if Tommy Vercetti, do you think he'll be in this game? That just reminded me Dragon Wise when he said he was the GOAT. If there was like a cameo of Tommy Vercetti in this, I would be like, that's amazing. Like they thought of everything. I really hope they do that. But it depends on like the lore of the game and how much they want. Like if they want to just kind of have a nod to him, or if they actually want to put him in it. That'd be amazing. Yeah. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. Exactly.
And then into Vice City.
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto 6 pops up at the end with the new release date, May 26, 2026. A few things here as well. Again, just confirming it's not coming to PC on release. But Rockstar also confirmed that all of this was captured on PS5, which is really sick to see. So this is genuinely what we can expect the game to look like. And that is absolutely everything you missed in GTA 6 Trailer 2. That was a long breakdown, a lot longer than Trailer 1. We saw a ton of stuff. Is there anything else I missed? If there was, let me know in the comments down below. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Boys.
Man, that was a good breakdown. That was a very good breakdown. I give that a like. That was good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that came from this.